Hi there, this is Bridget from the Planner Speechy. Welcome. Today I am going to be planning for the week of September 15th, and this is going to be a short week because I am going to be doing this week and next week into 3 different spreads. So I'm going to be using this kit from Planner Pixie Co. called Autumn Mood. I did use this kit last year, so I have a bunch of extras from last year, but I did reprint this and cut this myself. So this is the art. I think it's stunning. It's definitely one of my favorite fall art kits that I have. But so it came with these 8 boxes. There were actually more boxes that I could have printed, but I just chose not to. I have these. These are the patterns. These are the headers. This is the deco. Got some more stickers here. And then I did have this printed from Scribble Prints Co. This is the Doodle 1, Doodle 2 thing that she does. I tried to match this hex to the pumpkin color. And additionally, I'm going to be using an alternative washi strip. I'm going to be using the date numbers that came with this kit. Oh wait, actually these are from these are from a pink planner shop kit that I cut, but the colors go. And then so these were printed and cut by Planner Pixie Co. She no longer sells these in her shop, but these were her background underlays. She doesn't make these anymore, but this is supposed to match the burgundy. And then I'm going to be using these bookish underlays in wood grain from Planna Hannah. So the foil itself is called wood grain. It looks closest to another foil that she has is called Antique Gold, which is sort of like this beautiful mix of rose gold and gold. And so I have a ton of icons from that. I also have a ton of scripts left over. These are from a bundle that I used for a Christmas bundle last year. So I'm going to be trying to use these as well. And then I also have my months of the year from Carly Plans. So I am going to speed things up and come back in a voiceover for this base laydown. Hi everybody, welcome to day 2 of me trying to catch up on all of my planner videos. I'm sorry that the beginning of this is a little out of focus. It will eventually come back into focus. There we go. I had just put a different protective privacy cover on my phone, and so I didn't realize at the time, but the camera was broken. Anyway, long story short, I fixed it, but it was crazy. So I probably mentioned this when I first showed this art, but I did use this same art last year, and I did put the scene, I think, in the exact same place. But the difference was I had these really cool underlays that Planner Pixie Co. no longer prints, but she was for a while doing these like solid underlays that you could use that matched the colors of the kit perfectly. And so I did buy them before she stopped doing that. And then I had these underlays that were wood grain that were sort of bookish that I can't remember which kit I was planning to use these with initially. I think it was the like book summer camp one that I had. But then when I went with the lemongrass foil, this foil didn't make any sense. So I decided to use it here, and I think it actually works perfectly with the aesthetic. This is really fun art. Unfortunately, when I was putting stuff down, I made a mistake and I tried to pick the paper up. And with LaserJet toner ink, it's not really the same as inkjet. And so I think what happened was I like wiped a little bit of the image off of the girl. So unfortunately, and I do this like a couple of times. So here I just decided, okay, I messed up. I'm just going to put 2 pictures right next to each other and it will look fine, and it was fine. So no big deal. It was not my favorite, but whatever. And then I make another mistake on this page when I'm putting the fashion girl down. I think I adjusted too many times and same thing happened. This is me going, oh, I'm not going to do that again. So, but yeah, it was really fun to put this down. I can't remember what I was watching at the time while I put this down. I think it was a true crime doc, if I'm being honest. I was trying to get into like the autumn spirit of things, but this is some of my favorite art that's ever been put out for planner stuff. And I'm a little sad that I used it for like a shorter week, but I'm definitely going to keep using it every year because it's just so pretty and I love it. And I have the digital files, so I can try lots of different foil combinations or no foil and see what happens with it. But anyway, I'm about to get into the day by day. I think at some point my camera goes out because I was low on battery. So if there's a huge jump here, I do apologize. I don't really remember if there is or not. But so this is me like trying to reposition stuff because it was super crooked. And then as I picked it up.
Let's get into the day by day. The first thing I'm going to mark, and I am not color blocking this day because why would I do that? I am marking that I was tired AF because I really was. I mean, really was. So a lot of the foil you're going to see is from a leftover antique gold foil bundle from Plantahannah. That's from Scribble Prints Co. I was super tired, but I also committed to taking a nice long shower. And because I have more room this week, because I wanted to have extra room for my other stuff, I'm going to be using like bigger icons and flags for normal things than usual, because why not? Because I have the space, so I can. So those are both from Carly Plans. The next thing I'll mark is that I did do some duty. So I will use just a blank sort of pale thing to mark that. And I have this little duty guy from Once More with Love. So cute. Moving on. I did work this day. So I'm going to use, this came with the kit. It's like a little work script. So I worked from 7 to 3:15. And then I did my session notes. So I can use a little green thing for that. Oh wait, I just used green. Never mind. I will use this little doohickey. And I have my little coffee cup from, look at that, it's like already attached. A little coffee cup from the foil bundle in antique gold. And then my session notes script is from Plantahannah. It was a custom. I went home and I did a YouTube binge. So I will mark that. And I love the patterns in this kit. They're so pretty. They're just really fun. I love YouTube binging on Mondays because I feel like a lot of people drop videos on Mondays. And then the last thing that I'll mark is that I watched Downton Abbey with my husband. Okay, I want to fill this in with something. I'm just not sure what yet, but all right. So I'm kind of playing this week by ear because I don't really know, because I'm only doing through Thursday. So I have to find my numbers. Okay, I started to use a set of numbers. So I printed this kit twice, once with my inkjet printer and once with my laser printer. And the laser printer is always a little bit darker
than my inkjet. Like, if I'm being honest, I like the way the inkjet looks better, but because it eats so much of the ink, I can't do it for everything. Like, it's just too expensive. So all right, the first thing that I'll mark is I had to take my husband to a doctor's appointment. We only have one car, so I just sometimes will, and I always drive to work, so sometimes I will just take him and drop him off in the area a little early. So we have this little stethoscope, and then this appointment sticker is from Scribble Prints Co. I love this font. I don't know what this font is. If anybody knows, can you please drop it in the comments, because I love it. And then I was like, you know what, while I'm dropping him off, let's do a little Starbucks situation, because really I don't need a lot of reason to make a Starbucks trip. Like, I just don't. I don't need a reason. I just want to go. So, I'm gonna use this like bigger little thing to mark that I did that. 'Cause I can, you know? And I have this is from, this is a real throwback. This is from Charlotte's Paper Company. And that, I think, is supposed to be either light gold or rose gold, but it kind of goes really well with whatever this antique gold is. So I think it's a light gold. But I did get a pumpkin spice latte, and I don't know if you can see, like, that's the design. So super cute. And then the next thing that I'll mark is that I did work. And maybe I'll just leave it. So this day, my hours are 7:45 to 3:45. And I don't have to be at work until 7:15 on my Monday, Thursday, Friday days, but I like to get there at 7 because 15 minutes is not enough time for me to prepare for those students. Like, I just need more time for them. I can't really explain why I need more time for them and not for the other kids, but you know what? Like, don't worry about it. It's just the way it is. So then the next thing that I'll mark is that I did do my session notes this day. I was so proud of myself because I worked really hard. I've been killing it with the session notes, like, as of this week. So, you know, like, let's give credit where credit is due. And I'm using this little clock because I did them on time. And then the next thing that I'll mark is that I watched Downton. Such a good show. Okay, now we're into Wednesday. All right. So I'm going to put, so this like is looking like a regular week on the left-hand side, which is fine. Like, that's totally fine. And I'm going to come back in later and do this top part with some deco, but for right now, let's just load her on up. So I just did that. So I'll use like a tan. I needed like a tan solid. Do I have a tan solid before I have to dip into my other stash? I feel like I'm missing a whole page. But I don't know what I did with it. Like, it's really odd because I seem to have all the other pages. Aha, here it is. Okay. So there we go. Perfect. I'm trying to use the ones I printed from the inkjet first so that I can push all of the other ones over till the next time I use this kit, which will be next year. I love to reuse kits because I like to not have to print stuff twice, and it's so great. Okay. So the first thing that I will mark, and I'll do it on this side, is that I watched Wednesday because I was still working through season 1, which I forgot how good that show was. And I'm not just talking about the dance sequence. I actually thought it was really cute. I cannot get into the second season. I have tried a couple of times and I don't know what it is. I honestly don't. And I feel bad because they're all so talented and they work really hard and it's not their fault. You know what I mean? It's just not.
So, all right, next up, I need a like slightly bigger thing for iced coffee. Let's do this like big little thing, you know? Let's just do it, because I'm gonna bulk onto the next page anyway, so why not? I did make myself a very lovely iced coffee, and both the script and the icon are from Carly Plans. That's crooked, whatever. And then I went to work, because your girl has to work. And I worked 7:45 to 3:45. And on this day, I seriously waited until 3:45 because to leave. And then I left because I really had to leave. I'm going to use a bigger thing for this because I did my notes. And I did this. And I wanted to mark one other thing here. What was I going to mark? Oh, I was just in my feelings, okay? I had kind of a moment on Wednesday that I was feeling a lot of my feelings. And, you know, when this stuff happens, you just gotta feel it out, right? So, just trying to find the right size for this. Here we go. Can we still see? I've been shuffling all the papers around, sorry. 1, 2. Oh, I ripped it, because cool, because that's what I do. And I had a mental effing breakdown. That is so crooked. Hold on, let me see if I can fix it. See, look, you can see a little bit of the shiny on the back. It's kind of neat. Okay, so let's fix it. Let's make it look more elegant. And I'm not even gonna put a sticker there because it's just craziness, you know? All right, and so that is the first page. I'm not even gonna say it's the first half of the week because there's more to this week coming. We're still on Wednesday. And so Tuesday, I guess Thursday is going to start here and kind of go in. We'll see. No, actually, Thursday is going to start here. I'm going to fill this out. So the next thing I marked is that I had a dentist appointment. And when I tell you that I had a dentist appointment, I'm going to give this a lot of space. This was a momentous dentist appointment for me because I have not so great teeth. And I started going to this new dentist and he was like, look, some of the composite in the front of your teeth, we can fix it. I don't have enough money to pay for veneers because veneers are like 10 grand a pop. At least that's what I was told in New York like 5 years ago. So I can only imagine what it actually is now because it's probably more than that. But he said, you know, it's mostly the composite has changed color and that's why it looks like that. So if we can fix it, if we just replace the composite. But because it's not absolutely medically necessary, a couple of them were, but because I chipped one of the teeth. And I'm a speech therapist. So I was like, I really need to have nicer looking teeth. I got a couple of comments from kids last year who were in kindergarten, mind you. So like, I don't blame them. This is not their fault. But they said like, did you brush your teeth today? And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm supposed to be the herald of oral hygiene. And my teeth look terrible. So I decided to prepay for this service where they could fix my teeth up. And, you know, they're not super white by any means. They probably might look dingy to some people. But I gotta tell you, after I was done with this appointment, I was so happy I could have cried. Like, I looked so different. My smile and my confidence skyrocketed. So God bless these people because they worked
so hard to make my teeth look good. And they took care of my husband in the next room because he had to get his teeth cleaned, you know, for annual. And they were just so nice, and the place was state of the art, and I just love them. They're well, if you don't live in Huntersville, it's kind of pointless. But I mean, I can link them for anyone who's interested. But it was just, I felt so great about that. And so I kind of want to mark that. Just like that my whole day turned around because of them. Like my whole week turned around because of them. So that was a great day. So in the self-care, I have this like, you can see all my stickers. Can you see all my stickers? Okay, I'm pretty zoomed in. I have this really great, I just want to mark like gratitude, like a grateful sticker. I wasn't anxious, wasn't worried, I wasn't brave, although the sound of that drill was pretty horrendous, but I was just so grateful to them. Like they did such an incredible job, and I know that is why people like them do what they do. So I'm just gonna say smiling wide because I like loved it. And then the next thing that I'll mark, and I'll use, I guess, I'll use, I need a non-patterned one, I think. There we go. Haven't used any of the new stickers I printed, by the way, like just saying, except for, you know, like the flags I haven't used. I did come home and binge watch some Wednesday. I'm just gonna use this little like, we'll just use this fun sticker that came with the kit, this like little piece of deco. Oh, it's kind of big, but you know what, who cares, it's gonna go like that. It was so cute, I loved it. All right, and then we finished off the night by watching Downton Abbey. I couldn't eat anything for dinner, so I had like water from a straw, and it was still the best. Like I was still very happy. Okay, and so the last day of this week that I'm going to talk about was Thursday the 18th, and I have that, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 things to mark, and I have 6 boxes, so it's probably more than I need, but that's okay. All right, so the first thing I will mark is that even though I was like really happy and flying high and all this good stuff, I did not sleep well the night before. I think my mouth hurt a little bit. I was a little bit like, you know, because when they do all that stuff to your mouth, it hurts. All right. So I did sleep like crap, but I also did some reading this day because when I can't sleep, I read. So let me just mark that with a, trying to use up all my stickers. Come on now. There we go. All right. I did some reading. That is from that foil bundle. And here we go. So I did some reading. And then the next thing I marked is that I made myself a nice coffee. Are we shocked? We should be so shocked. We're not shocked, are we? Nope. No one is shocked. But I did make iced coffee.
and it was lovely. And I felt a little guilty drinking the iced coffee the day after he was like, okay, you know, the thing that stains your teeth is like coffee and wine and all this other stuff. And I was like, cool, cool, cool. So I'm going to go ahead and drink everything I drank before. And it's going to be fine. So I did work from 7:15 to 3:15 because I was like tired. And then here's that bottom box appreciation. Okay, so then the next thing I'll mark is that I had really good sessions this day. I did. I was really happy with the way my kids were working hard and behaving and all of that good stuff. So I'm trying to save these extra boxes. So I'm just going to put them to the side because I don't want to accidentally use them, because now we only have a few left and I don't want to like wreck them when I don't need to, you know? So they did a great job. And let's do. So I have this little heart from the bundle, and then with kids. And then the next thing that I marked is I had to hustle because there was a lot I still had to do when I got home. And I didn't go grocery shopping the day before because we didn't have, we had to go to the dentist. So I was doing my hustling at Publix. And I was trying to be quick because I had to go home and like take care of all the things that you have to do like before you do anything else. So the next thing that I'll mark is that I had to pack. I'm just gonna use this big thing because why not? And packing well is tricky for the best of us. I'm not the best packer. I think some of that comes from a lot of anxiety that I have where I don't want to underpack. I want to look cute. I'm thinking about the pictures we're going to take. I'm thinking about all the places we're going to go. And so it just becomes a little overwhelming. One thing that's actually helped me a lot has been ChatGPT. So I did do some laundry. Just a little bit. And then the next thing that I wanted to mark, let me just see what I have here. I did pay a bill, so let me go ahead and mark that. Let's use one of these. Oh, I don't want to do that. That's like too on the nose. Sorry, I'm just trying to find something that looks a little different. Could do one of these, I guess. One of these like rounded boxes. Looks a little different. Not super different, but a little different. Will do. And I need my money. And then the next thing that I marked is that I did do some meal prep for the road. I wanted to make sure that we were gonna have all the right goodies, you know? All right. Sorry for my rustling. It's ASMR, that's what it is. Meal prep. I like rip that sticker a lot whenever I use it. I think it's because the way that the meal part is cut away is a little tricky. So when I say meal prep, it was like I'm gonna make meals for the trip, kind of. And then, let's see, I use this big one here to mark, what did I want to say? I did some adulting thing. What did I do? Oh, I vacuumed. So those, the script and the icon are from Carly Plans. Vacuumed. And then we watched Downton Abbey. And that is from the sticker party. Okay. All right, so now I have to go back and add in the deco. So I have, this is the deco from before. This is my other deco. That's like the new deco. So let's fill in, excuse me, some of these bigger pieces right here because I can, right? The big pieces can go right there. There's this cute little dog. And got another tray of goodies here. Got some leaves. The leaves are kind of fun. They're so pretty. Gotta love a good leaf. The leaves have definitely started falling here in North Carolina. There are various times of year when you can go and see the foliage on the mountains, and I really enjoy that so much. And it's just special. This is the 1-year anniversary of Hurricane Helene, actually. Well, the day I'm filming this, it is, but so it's nowhere near being completely fixed. In fact, it's actually kind of sad how little has been completed since the storm. So just keep that in mind when you are considering donations to different causes. I know there's a lot of causes right now that need help, but they are still in dire straits and we shouldn't forget about them. Okay, so that is that. Sorry, I'm just trying to organize myself. Okay, wow, I've used this printed kit twice and I still haven't used all of the stickers. That is bananas to me. Like, seriously bananas that I still haven't used all the stickers. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and pop these into my planner, and then I'm gonna do the full spread zoom out so you can see everything, because it just looks so pretty. And let's go ahead and zoom out. Oh my gosh. I still want to put something here, but I don't know what to put there really, because I have like my seasonal stickers for the fall are so cute, but they're not like, they're either not the right color or they're too, like here's all my pumpkin ones. I used to have like quotes, but my quotes are too, like they're not the right size. These are all of my, you can see my Charlotte's Paper Company stuff, my Carly Plan stuff, my Sadie Sticker stuff. Like, there's just so much. I mean, there's all this deco that I've never used. I don't know. Like, I guess I could do like this little house. And maybe another girl, like a girl walking. Like this girl walking like that. That's kind of cute, right? Okay, and I like that it fills in the space. Okay, so there we go. Now we're finally there. I'm not going to do deco on the top just because I don't want to have to use a whole sheet of deco that I don't need. Okay, so there she is. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for the next one. I hope you have a very nice week.